Happy Mother's Day!
Happy Mother's Day, guys. How are you?
Good.
So we are back with another episode of the Happy Mother's Day podcast. We never do our intros, so we're not going to start now because we're just going to do it later. Whatever. We want to get right in the conversation because we kind of interrupted Shar. You were saying something.
Okay, well, I was just saying how, like, I could very naturally see, like, how you two have bonded, and, like, I enjoy being in Monique's presence so much. And I was saying that, like, we just attract, like, good people, and then they connect to each other, because we were talking about how we all met, and then Mick, but I was thinking about a recent interview I saw with Oprah and First Lady Michelle Obama. She's a friend
I
of
didn't
mine.
see it yet, but I saw everybody talking about it.
So it's a little snippet.
Okay.
And so Oprah is basically Oprah saying, like, come on over, bring, some friends. And Michelle is like, well, I'm bringing 12. And Oprah's like, you do not have 12 good friends. And she's like, yes, I do. And then Michelle's like, well, how many friends do you have? And she's like, Gail. And Michelle's like, what? And so that has always been the case for me, is just attracting amazing women that love me and I love them, and we pour into each other. That has been my experience, honestly, I feel like, since a little girl. You were saying that has not always been the case for you.
It hasn't been the case. I feel like I've always struggled to find a really good core, like, solid group of friends because I moved a lot. So, like, I grew up in New Jersey, I went to college in Atlanta, then I lived in Miami, and then I came to DC. And I feel like I have good friends in different seasons of my life, but I also feel like I was different people in those seasons. But I will say, like, who I am now, it's been very intentional for me to not just pour into my friendships, because I think I've always poured into my friendships, but to hold on to the people that I feel like are here for me. That's what I've always struggled with. I've always had a lot of friends because I've always loved to be around girls, but I haven't always felt that those friends understood me and poured into me as much as I wanted to pour into those friendships. And I feel like my friendships now are so effortless. Like, I came in a bad mood, and they knew. They're like, oh, it's cool.
We
cool.
walked right on out the room.
Yep.
Give me a little
They gave me space. When I came out, they both gave me hugs, and I was like, I love the fact that I don't have to explain myself, and, like, you know my heart. Like, I'm not a mean person.
Yeah.
You know something happened if I'm coming in huffing and puffing like, girl. They're like, don't even say nothing. And that just means it feels effortless. It feels like it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I'm just so happy in my friendships, with both of y'all.
Yeah.
What I love and appreciate too, as we on this love fest,
Let's do it.
though, is that, a couple of months ago, you said, like you were just sharing that how much you valued us and where you wanted to be intentional in your friendships, and it's just, there's a glow that a man can't give you, ladies.
Nah, this is from my
There's
girl.
a glow from your girl.
Yes.
Friends, sisters, like,
Yes.
so I'm similar to Shar in the way, like, I've always been like that girl that gathers other women together. And most of the time, like, we have all these different circles of friends, and I can't be with you all the time, but I'm gonna find you a friend that can probably be with you right there, and I introduce so many of my good girlfriends to other friends who become really close.
I love that.
And it's that energy, because good energies attract. And even when you came in here upset, they knew they need to give you a minute, but then their energy poured into you, changing your moods.
Like, even right now, like, I'm in such a good mood.
But wait, let's take a step back. Who are you?
Wait, speaking of friendship, let me introduce y'all to our friend Mo.
Hey, yes.
You're literally in my phone as Litmo.
Litmo.
I don't know. It's because, okay, introduce yourself, and then I'm gonna tell you the moment when I was like, I need to be friends with her.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I gotta hear this story.
I gotta hear it too.
Well, I'm Monique Ross, but you can call me Mo. All my good friends call me Mo, and I am owner of MDOTROSS Style Studio. And I'm
we've been
here
wearing
to
for every
tell-
episode.
We told them
Y'all
a
look
few
good.
episodes ago.
When I tell you the love is real, to be, in this space with you guys, and y'all are head to toe, and clothing from the boutique just warms my heart. So yeah, that's Mo. I'm, a Cali girl, went to college in Atlanta. I've been here in the DC area for almost 9 years. But I'm a lover of life, everything minimal, fun. I'm a boutique hotel staff, like all those
It's
things.
like minimal.
What? Aesthetic.
Yeah.
spaces to connect in this amazing community that you guys have brought me into here at your podcast.
I love that. Like, I will say that you make people feel beautiful.
Yes.
Is what you do. So like, even, you know, I didn't get the opportunity to meet with you to talk about like looks for the show or whatever, but the things that you pulled, it was like, you were like, I know her. Like, this is what would help her to radiate. Like, this is going to give her that. Like, I really appreciate the thought that you put into it. And I know it was thoughtful. I felt it. You know, once we see the things on the rack, it's like, no, she really thought about like pulling these pieces for us. So, and then I went home with the pieces.
I know.
Like, the pieces were supposed to go back home with you.
Yeah.
I went home with the pieces.
I was just like, girl, I'm
Well,
just
she already had all the pieces.
Girl,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I know y'all not trying to be twinning, but you know.
I was like,
I love
this
that.
is going to
Thank
fit
you.
like this. This is going to fit like that. And she's like, I'm not wearing this. She's like, just put it on. Just put it on.
Yeah,
and then
that brown body conjure. I'm like,
Yes.
ooh,
Yes.
I cannot wear
Yes.
that.
And you can.
The first thing that I said, oh, I'm buying this.
yes, the body yaddy.
I
The
mean, that's
body.
how it is with my clients too. It's just like taking you out of your comfort zone and then like showing you what else you can do. And you need, sometimes you just need a hype girl. You need someone to push you. You need someone, you got to put it on. And then I got to talk you through it.
Yeah.
So what does style mean to you? Like,
Style. You know, style is like really, you know, a form of expression. You know, you get up, you get dressed, and you hope that it really speaks to the person you are. You know, I'm not big on labels. I'm not going to say I don't like labels. Okay, I do. We all do. But it's being able to pull pieces together that really tell the story of you. You also wanted to show like, you know, characteristics of yourself. Like, damn, she's confident. You know, she's bold. Like, I can tell, like, she's the boss. Or it can just say, you know, she's just confident in her skin. Like, she just loves being free. So that's style, like, to me. Really, you know, finding garments that tell your story. Because the thing is, some people, you know, look at others and they try to duplicate styles.
Yep.
And so they show up as someone else, but they don't display full confidence because it's really not them. So with most of my clients, you know, everyday women, I'm like, that's cute that you pinned on Pinterest. That's cute that you saw on Instagram. But how do you feel once you put that on? We got to figure out what makes you feel like I'm that girl.
Yeah.
So
Can I butt in and ask a question?
Yes.
We got questions, but I'm like, so like, how did Mo became this Mo? Like, were you always this person? Like I've worked with Mo like many times. Like, she's my friend in real life, but she's also my stylist. I don't wear anything without hitting her up and being like, hey, this is what I have. Do you like, is it gonna work? Like, what do I do? And I think that, you know, it's so natural the way that you kind of entered my life and my family's life. You style all of us. But just like the kind of role that you play, it's very sisterly. It's very homey. Like, is that like a testament to how you grew up? Is that different? Like, how does that?
It was always me, my mom, and my sister in LA. You know, we didn't have a lot of family there. Most of my mom's family is in Detroit. But one thing we love to do, my mom worked a lot, but on the weekends, she found time. We went out to eat, and then we went shopping. And so in LA, we would always go downtown to the Cooper building, which is where you have like a lot of sample sales. And my sister, to me, she's that girl. So really, my sister's 7 years older. And, you know, as I started maturing, junior high school, really, you know, finding like myself, like she was dressing me. Like, people look back at my pictures and they're like, you know, I really got so in tune with like shopping and style, and mixing and matching from my sister. And it kind of just carried over, and I really ended up being attracted to friends who loved it just like I did. Like, even when I went to college, first I was in Fresno, and I felt like all the girls I found were either from like LA or were super like fashion forward, and we used to do it together. But then even being in Atlanta, I used to do this for my friends. I'm like, oh, girl, it's your 21st birthday. Okay, hold on. We gotta go to the, you know. But then I'm a retail girl. So like my first job, I worked in retail, and you know, that has been the biggest biggest foundation of like my professional career because I started there. But, you know, I've worked with some companies where I've done $1 million renovations. That's where I really learned about like fabrications, allocations, buying methods, like all of that. And what most people don't know is like my degree is in journalism. And so, with a focus in public relations. So, I worked with like a lot of fashion brands in Atlanta. I worked with like a lot of boutique PR firms. So, that's where it all connected. And then I was doing PR for fashion clients, going to Magic. I started like finding out about all the buyers. So, I've just like through my years of my professional career, I've just been collecting all of these nuggets and resources because I'm like, when I did get the chance to take a break from corporate America, I was like, you know what? I always wanted to start my own boutique. So I started there. Like, let me do this. I know I have all the, you know, pieces. Started that. And then I think it was you. You and my girl.
I was waiting. Hold on. Before you continue, all of this to say she been that girl. Like,
clearly.
She been that girl.
Clearly.
Please continue.
I mean, thanks, guys. But no, then it was like you. And then one of my other good girlfriends, Letitia, because y'all just buy the shop out. Yeah, and so then you're like, but... you know, have you ever thought about styling? And I had kind of like fell back from that in Atlanta. Y'all know Atlanta scene. I was just like, because it's tough. And I was like, I didn't really want to be like the celebrity stylist. Not saying that's like but I just really enjoy servicing like women like myself and, you know, meeting you are in your lifestyle because it's really that connection, that relationship. Like, that's what really draws me to it and makes it so special, right?
I can tell.
So I got into that, I think, over the pandemic, right? Yep. And y'all was like, come on, Mo, just...
I remember the pricing conversation. And she was just like, yeah, I don't know. I'm like, what's your rate? And she's like, you know, I'm like, what's your rate?
Yeah.
And I'm like, invoice it to me. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, and I think I'm also a firm believer in like, pay your friends. Pay your friends their rate. Like, you ain't doing me no favors. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, how are we going to support if we don't financially invest?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to spend my money anywhere, like, I always hit her up before I buy anything. It's like, what you got?
Right. I appreciate that, sis. Man, that's real.
Almost everything I wear is, but I think it's your brand. I think it's because of, like, what you said. Like, your vision was always servicing, like, women like you. And we're women like you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a fashion girl. Like, I don't know nothing. I think I bought my first designer purse, like, since I've known you. And, like, her and Nick were like, girl.
You know, she'll have you buy them all out.
I know. Like, you can't spend too much time with this one. You know, it's her and Mick together.
Right.
Like, I don't shop with them at all.
Oh, yeah.
I don't shop with them at all.
No, my accountant is watching. Good girl.
But, like, just going back to, like, me not being a fashion girl, but... you know, I like to look good. I think I have a look, but I didn't identify with any particular designer. And I think like the type of clothes that you put out and the way that it fits on my body, it just feels right.
That part,
you know
the
what I mean?
way
and that's
that
why
it
I buy
fits
everything. Yeah,
my body.
Yes.
I'm like, what? Who was this?
Yes. Like you can get up, you can sit down, you can move, you can dance.
Those
like
classic essentials that we need in our wardrobe, like. Not that we not gonna go get, you know, this stuff, other stuff we need, but no, I mean, you and Letitia, then y'all started talking about it, and then I got DMs and messages, and I'm
now
like,
she got a client.
I have a question though, because you said those classic pieces. Like, what would you say those are? Like, maybe walk us through each season.
Yeah.
Like what
so you know, seasonal, but so. I have like a foundation of staples. And so that's really the start of like my boutique. I, curate these capsules that are really, you know, seasonal capsules that are intended for you to like carry through season to season so that you can mix and match. So all of my pieces are really meant for you to find a place in each season. Yes. So like if you got a slip dress, you know, so spring, Love me a good slip dress. I think spring is the perfect time to like pull out the slip dresses. You can throw them on with a heel or a sneaker. But then, as fall approaches, may need to layer that with like a chunky sweater or with a cute blazer. And so we're building onto our layers and to our looks, but with, great pieces we just had from the last season. Leather shorts, they go well. They can be all year round too, depending on where you live. Of course, like leather shorts, leather pants, those are like my fall winter staples, but then they carry well into spring. Great for concerts.
Yep.
Great for travel, especially shorts. You'll go to the, nightclub lounge kind of feel. Blazers, like big on blazers because, you'll have a blazer for, spring, fall. As winter comes in, you're like throwing a trench coat over it for like that heavy layered feel. Bodysuits, I'm big on bodysuits. I love bodysuits just because they just give you a smoothness when you're wearing it with jeans, so you're not always. And then they're good underneath everything as well, like, skirts, pants, all that. And then poplins. Like, I'm just big on button-up shirts because you can do so much. You can tie it at the waist, tuck it in shorts, jeans.
We might have to do like
Girl,
a
layer over dresses. So those are some of my standard staples. And then, so I kind of hit on spring, fall, winter, and then summer. Distressed denim in all white, everything.
Yes.
So you need good distressed denim, good shorts. As moms, we can play with the length. So we got our hot mom shorts that are appropriate for, activities. And then we got our vacation shorts.
Sure do.
And then I love white.
Yeah.
So, white jeans, white tops, all of that.
So you mentioned the hot mom. We had a segment on the hot mom, but I wanted to talk about like how do you find your style or whatever we're calling it, like after you become a mom? Because for me, after I had Queenie, so growing up I was always pretty slim, and then I put on a few pounds while I was pregnant. Thought I was gonna keep some. I lost more weight, right? I think from nursing. I nursed her for so long, so that was eating up a lot of calories. And then I was also working out. And then
I'm just waiting for the booty part.
Yeah.
She got a booty now.
I mean, I don't know where it came
The
from.
girls do that to you.
Yeah.
What in the world? So now I'm trying to figure out. I am embracing it.
And you look amazing.
Thank you.
You do.
Girl.
Girl, I mean, I've been talking about y'all gonna hear Body Yaddy on every single episode because when I see her, that's all I hear. Body
This
Yaddy.
is Jessica Rabbit right here. But how do you find your style after that? And I am really dealing with that and kind of struggling with it. Like, what do I like now? I've never been really into trend. I don't even know what the trends are. So that's not I don't know. I can't even follow them. I can't even keep up. But how do you find your style after really all of those stages of motherhood?
No, and I'm with you. Like, I didn't have Body Yaddy until after Sloan. So I've always been really small too. So they used to call me Skinny Bone Jones. After V.
So you didn't get this body until you didn't have after
Sloan. Yeah, VMAX, I bounced back, slim, 20, 24, 25, like Sloan gave me all of this, okay?
But see, I like all of this. I feel like that's the bounce back.
Girl,
that was the game,
right?
I'm not calling that the bounce back anymore.
I ain't saying nothing.
That was mature. Like, I felt grown. So when you feel grown, I think, like, we're navigating, like, okay, I'm a mom now. I have my career. So the first thing I tell women is, reevaluate, like, where you are in life. Like, what does your day look like? What is your lifestyle? So, is it drop off? Is it like I'm going into the office? Is it I work from home? I work out a lot. Like, look at your life and like figure out what those key parts of your life that really matter to you, and then start to think about like how I want to show up. And once you, decide on, you think about how you want to show up, you need to invest in that. Whether that's hiring a stylist or really taking the time to go out and find those pieces that, complement you in all those areas. So if your weekdays are, you're a gym rat, so how we need to do athleisure, because if you're dropping off, how do you want to present yourself at drop off? And it doesn't have to be like every day, but like you want to give yourself a few, three solid days, because I'm going to keep it real. I'm the stylist and you're not going to see me head to toe every day. Okay. That's real life. Let's be real. But those 3 days is like, okay, I'm wearing like, do I have my athletic wear on? And then have I like threw over like a cute like sweatshirt, or like have I styled it to where I can go from drop off to the gym and then probably like shower. And am I going to a lunch meeting? Like, and I feel like I'm good in my, athleisure, depending on your career.
Right.
Or if you're going into the office and say, I got to do drop off and then I'm going into the office, I got a cute sneaker on with my dress. I know I can elevate it with a pump once I hit. I have a blazer, but then I'm meeting my girls for happy hour. So I may have a blazer layered over a real bomb dress, but then I got some back action when I take that blazer off. So to say that is ways to really find out like how you want to show up and then build that out and like plan it, because that's what we don't do as moms. We spend so much time, our kids ready,
head to toe. I mean,
all the things, work, we are so committed. We last email, we calendar full of meetings and Zooms and things, but we haven't taken the time to plan out, our look, like us. Because when we show up feeling good, like it changes our entire mood.
Yeah,
it does.
And it changes
mental.
People around
it's
us
absolutely.
As well.
It's in your productivity. Exactly. Right. Like when you already got your life together, when you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. Right. So it makes life way better.
Girl, I love it.
And then, just outside of clothes, it's just putting everything on your calendar. I am big at, my hair is planned out for the year.
Yes.
Girl, whether it's a sew-in, it's a press and curl, it's braids.
Same.
If I got events that I gotta go to, what I'm doing, a pony, so I know I got a special girl for that moment. Don't get caught.
Yeah.
Not, because then your hair can affect your whole outfit.
And your
nails.
And now you're frustrated.
And you're trying to figure this out and you rushing. And then you trying to put on Spanx and you mess them up. That's why I'm like, give yourself time to get ready.
Yeah.
Because you can have a bomb look, but if you don't put it together right, if the shapewear ain't on correctly, it's all bad. I know. I think I went off on it.
No, you didn't.
So necessary.
Absolutely. But okay, so thankfully, right? Like some women are at a place or a stage in their life where they can consult a stylist.
Yeah.
Some that cannot, and they don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
Like,
so, okay.
How do you? So, two things. I'm going to ask you a question after this, so come back to me. But you say about like your stylist and all these things. Like I know for me, I didn't think I could afford a stylist. I was just like, that's just for celebrities. Like, why would an everyday person have a stylist? And it wasn't until you and I had that conversation, I was like, wait, this is a thing and you don't offer it yet? Like, girl, like how? And I'm sure you've had, these kinds of conversations with moms. So I guess for the everyday mom, what would be the process to finding a stylist, booking you, or maybe even going through that process on their own in the beginning? How do they start?
Yeah, so for people with like who aren't there just yet financially, I've started like an IG where it's more just style things. I try to do get ready with me's. I share like, outfit inspiration, tagging different products. Like I try to do that. And I also have like this fashion vision board download on my website, which kind of like it's free. It's a free download and you can print it out, and it kind of just allows you, just like how we have our vision for life every year that we manifest, start manifesting your fashion vision of how you want to show up like what you want your image to be. Piece that together and like work on it as because it's you. We matter. Like that's it. If we don't show up for ourselves, then we can't show up for others. So those are like some resources. Having a stylist is not cheap. But it can be affordable. You just have to plan for it. So, of course, you're paying for the service, and then you also need a wardrobe budget. But I think people need to look at it as like, I'm not paying for something, I'm investing in something. And, think maybe cut out a few, drinks or extra social events and put that aside, because it's easy to go out to eat, run the bill up $200-300 bucks. Like, okay, maybe you skip a month or or something, and you're putting that aside. So just to start building that budget, so that, and then you're going shopping already. And I think this is the key thing. People shop so fast these days. It's easy to just, oh, I saw that, click. When you think about how many times you've clicked and bought, you probably spent like a G so easily without even knowing it. Target, whatever. Put that aside. For just 2 months. Like, you can easily, or 2 or 3, whatever, get you to a nice like $2,500, something, because you want to do a refresh. You want to have like a nice amount, because you're thinking shoes, clothes, and that's like lower, inflation real. So I mean, I ain't gonna take it. But a starting point, and you'll find that you really have it, because what you're spending over the year on just things that you may never wear again, you're like, oh, one and done, whack. 2, like, you could have been investing into something that oh, I can go pull that out again. Hence your white dress.
I was about to say, I have
so many things, right?
So many practical examples, and I will give one before I move on to the next question. I remember I think it was my like independent. Remember the pink suit? That photo shoot?
Yes.
The pink suit, and there was like an undershirt.
I remember that.
And
suit
it
in the
was
kitchen. Or at the other house.
And there was like, it was a bodysuit, and she sent it to me, and it was like, I don't know, like $70. And I was like, girl, no, like, that's a bodysuit, I'm not spending. And she's like, okay, fine, we'll go to Amazon and we'll find one that looks like it. That Amazon one lasted 2 washes, to the point where I went back. So when you work, and we'll talk about that next, what it's like working with you. But she has like this whole kind of setup where she has the outfits, and you just click it and it goes directly to the link. I went back and I bought that $80 jumpsuit bodysuit that I still have, that I still wear. And when you're talking about investing, like, even if you're not in a place where you can invest, you can still look at the kind of, pieces that she has online, and you can find, dupes and things like that, to where maybe you'll get more comfortable. You'll see the value and the quality difference. And it's like, for me, I had to be stubborn, and I had to, go try to do it by myself, and then fail, and then come back. And I just feel like, even now, when I look back at my wardrobe, I mean, we've been working together for 3 years now. But a lot of the outfits, the accessories, the shoes, everything that I wear on a day-to-day basis, she's involved.
And her pieces are timeless.
Like, legit. Like, I don't
Queenie's
think
gonna ask me to wear that brown dress.
Right.
And I'm gonna say no, because I can still fit it. So you're not getting it, but
she have her own.
We think about our handbags, like, when we do invest in these like great handbags, I think about like, when I'm gonna give my daughter that, and I'm taking care of it. One of my most wonderful bags that I love now, and I just got it, but it was a vintage Chanel from my sister's mother-in-law, because she knows how much I love fashion, and like, it's gorgeous, and you won't find it anywhere. I get so many, and it's like, I'm gonna, in furs and like all those things, but sometimes it takes a minute to learn, like, what you invest in. Sometimes you need a quick fix. I'm not against that, but then when you think about things you're gonna always wear, invest in the quality, and get it, because you're gonna keep pulling those out. versus, having to keep adding to the cart. But that's what, the boutique really, I wanted to provide women, timeless, effortless pieces that were really practical and you can do so much with. Like you could dress it up, but you can more importantly dress it down and go about your day and feel good. But then I realized, and it was styling Noemie, like we have so many things that come up in life. And I will say with, me having a contemporary online boutique, like my sizes are kind of limited and I want to be able to service all. And so I can service all through styling. So
one thing that you you had another question.
I want to end on my question.
Okay,
it's more of like an emotional question. I'm not gonna cry, but I'm just so proud of you, girl. I'm so happy.
Okay, I'll make it quick. No, well, and it was, I thought of it because you said like how the pieces are so versatile, and I am a dress girl with a heel all the time, or shorts with it. Whatever it is, there will be a heel. But I love seeing women with like the dunks or different sneakers. I cannot do that. I don't know.
Yes, you can.
I don't even know when to do that.
I
when do you? And then
get somebody else.
I'm always gonna get somebody else to do it. I'm always gonna if I you might send me to the store for a sneaker. I promise you, I'm coming home with a heel.
Shar, you gonna let me shop for you one day. You can do it. So I'll think about you.
She said when.
Well, wait. Wait. True story. So I reached out to Mo to shop, and then I told Mick. I said, Mick, I'm just so over it. I'm tired of shopping. I don't feel like it. So I'm just gonna let Mo do it. And she's like, you're being lazy. And she was like, but of course you're amazing. She was like, but you are being lazy. Like you can run to the mall because it was for a trip or something. She's like, you can go do that. And I was like, fine, I'll go do it. And I did it, but I came back with all stuff that I already have, just in different colors.
Right.
So I need to. But it wasn't that I haven't thought about it and reached out. And then I was so mad because, the pieces I got were fine, but they were just more of the same. No lie. Like just different colors. How many pleated mini skirts are you going to wear, Sharnikya?
You look good in a mini skirt. So I would I love Shar's style, and I will say you could have wear a sneaker. I think I saw you went karaoke. You were at like a karaoke thing, but you had these shorts on with like a sweatshirt.
And I put on some boots. And I put on heel thigh-high boots.
You could have did a sneaker. It's a certain sneaker. I think you may not be a dunks girl, but you can definitely be a sneaker girl.
Okay.
So...
She's the expert. She's the expert here.
Yes, clearly.
Yes, sneakers. Just helping women at different parts. Like, it's almost like the relationships I built with these women. Of course, keeping it professional too. But like, women who we're all like trying to lose weight or trying to get to something or doing things. But then it's really like that's gonna happen, but let's figure out how we can love ourselves where we are, and then how do we use our pieces to really grow with us as our body changes. So are we belting it? Are we doing this? Our alterations is key, number one.
We were talking about that last week.
But even like I have clients who just remission of breast cancer, and like all of these women who I get to touch their lives and but I get to be included in their life and making them feel like good. And it's more than just like a flashy look. It's just more about them redefining their image and like creating this lifestyle of them finding what their personal style is why I'm here.
I love it. And I've seen it firsthand. Like one of my friends, when I didn't end up doing it, I'm like, well, my friend is going to do it. And so I sent it to her and her husband, and they worked with you. And when I tell you, like, I have not, because this is my sister, I had not seen her show up so confidently, since we were in college. And it wasn't just the outfit. You made her feel beautiful, like inside and out. I don't know what y'all talked about. I don't know. But From the moment we arrived overseas, and even when she walked into the airport, I was like, oh, that's what we wearing in the airport. Why didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
But every single day, and it wasn't just her clothes; it was just everything about her.
Energy.
Yeah, from working with you though, and you can't really put a price on that. How you change people's lives through your gift. So thank you,
sis. Thank you. Thank you. That I appreciate you. I appreciate both of you guys because it's the referrals, it's the love, it's the encouragement. Because being an entrepreneur, it ain't easy. So this means the world to me. We ain't gonna do all that, but
so I'm going to change my last question around. But it is kind of like on that same kind of place, like just seeing, I didn't know, I wasn't there for your fashion career in Atlanta and everything, but I just feel like, okay, this is a great time for me to tell you how I met you, because I didn't talk about it in the beginning. So I met you, I'm gonna make this short, Momfrance. It was the first Momfrance. Kier was a speaker, and you were in charge of the VIPs or the speakers or something, and she came with this like glittery, like purple lip, and like,
but she's always gonna serve a lip.
But the thing is, like, it wasn't, because like, I feel like when you say glitter purple lip, it sounds like a lot, but it was so tastefully done, and you were so classy. And it's like, for me, I love to befriend women who I admire, because it's like, at that time, like, I don't know nothing about fashion, like, but she rocking this, and like, I feel like I would wear this whole outfit, I would have this look, and you just had like a warmth, like everything that everyone says about you now. And I'm like, I need to be, her friend. I didn't even know you were in like the fashion space in that way. And then kind of fast forward to just us kind of, bonding and creating a relationship and being honest with you about how I felt about, certain insecurities. I don't think I had necessarily insecurity about my body, but I didn't know how to put clothes on. And I would get frustrated because things don't fit me, so I just can't buy things. And I feel like it wasn't until you kind of came into my life, you're like, oh girl, we could make that work. I didn't even have shapewear before. I didn't know women wore shapewear, and I'm like,
all women should wear it.
I agree
with everything.
I agree, but I didn't have anyone. Like my mom wasn't really a fashion girl; she was like a makeup girl. So like I knew about skincare and hair, but I didn't really know about clothes. So I just think that like my question to you is like, how does it feel to know that you are making a difference in this way? Like, did you, like, I'm sure it surpassed whatever expectations you have, but like, what does it feel like today knowing that all of these women attribute the way that they feel about themselves to you and how you've been an impact in their lives?
Wow. I don't even think I thought about it like that. Like, I know, like, I touch these women, and like
Hold on one second. This creaking. I want people to still hear what you got to say.
Okay. No. I guess I didn't even really think about it in that way because like they feel full, but I feel full. So it's like this mutually beneficial thing because I love that I make them happy, and I love that they've decided to invest and trust me, which is big because, people, we live in this world where we think we can do everything. So to even take time to trust someone, to invest in yourself, but to hear it come from you and friends, like, I just feel full, and it keeps me motivated because, I'm at this stage in my business with, working on scaling and growing, and, it's no easy lift, but my passion and like hearing the testimonies from women like you and from clients, I know that it's there and it's important and it's really, really needed. And it's what I've always loved to do. And I've realized, without knowing that it has been touching people, and I'm such a one-on-one girl.
Yeah.
It just really is my thing. People, I'm not really big about talking about myself or what I do, which I'm getting better. Hey, this is my first podcast. I think because I've always been the PR girl. I've always been helping other people. Yeah, and I'm just low key, but like, putting myself out there, connecting with more women. Because once people get in my presence and I am able to share with them and I do one-on-one, they're like, girl, it's so much high, you know,
Yeah.
But I want to just help more women like that. Like more women who first think they can't, you know, afford it, which they can. Like, you know, we can. We invest in what we want to invest in. But just making them feel confident within themselves. And then I just love doing it. So
you're so good at it.
You're so incredible. I love you so much.
No,
I mean, I feel like we've been talking for forever. This is not a 30-minute episode. But you know what? It's fine because I think it was a necessary conversation. I cannot believe this is your first podcast.
I know.
Clap it up for you.
Thanks.
Clap it up for you. The first of many, because I'm definitely about to send your name over. Like, she need to be on this podcast. Do you know who she is?
No, like when Shar and y'all tell me, I'm like, you know,
it was a no-brainer.
This is exactly what I needed. It's on my list for this year, and I've been working on so many things. And even tonight, I have an event, and it's me because I have a little mastermind group, and like when we go through stuff, and they're like, Mo, people just need to hear it from you, like. You know, social media is tough. Like, I'm on the gram, but I'm not on the gram. I don't be trying to talk for real, you know. But then, like, once we're together and they're like, you got to put that out there. So
once they hear this, they'll know. So this is free therapy and styling.
Right.
I mean, especially when you were talking about, like, how you want to show up. I'm like, that applies to every walk of life.
Yeah.
That. So, thank you.
But thank you.
Thank
for
you,
gracing
ladies.
us with your presence. Happy Mother's Day,
Happy
boo.
Mother's Day.
And on that note, we'll end this episode of the Happy Mother's Day podcast. I'm sure you got some gems because I sure did. But we will follow up with you guys next time. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Bye.